Okay, I'm going to do a golf learning video here today on how to gas the Harley. So we're going to be learning how to rev up the engine here. So we're going to use these two throttles in order to get into better swinging positions. So you can see the illustration here on the right. We have a left throttle we're going to be using to get into a Spider-Man position, and then a right throttle that we're going to be using to get into a knuckles down position. So the young lady you see here on the left is Cassandra Meyer. She's a world long drive champion. You can see how fit, athletic, and strong she is. And I mean, she has a really powerful swing here with a lot of range of motion. But the main reason we're going to be using her because she's not wearing a glove. So you can see she's not wearing a glove. So that way we can see and track where her hands are during the swing. Okay, so let's first talk about this knuckles down position. Okay, this is a common position we see a lot of expert players in, where the right elbow is into the hip, left arm is out straight, back of the left hand is curved off a little bit. You can see the knuckles are slightly pointed down like we were talking about, where the back of the right hand is in a throttle position where it's angled off. See the club head is in line with her hands, club face in a good position. That is the knuckles down position we're going to be discussing. Alright, the next position here is the Spider-Man, where now the left hand is going to be angled off, flicking and releasing properly. Now notice where this is during the swing. You can see this is very late in the release. This is something you do not want to be doing in the impact zone as far as the back of this left hand. So remember, this is late in the release, and this is going to be a left throttle filling. Okay, you can see the left hand is now throttling, and that's kind of flicking that off, giving her a lot of speed. I'm amazed how much she can turn like that. Okay, again, this is Cassandra Meyer. Now we have a front view of her. As you can see that she's not wearing a glove. She has an excellent setup for a long drive here. Now what we're going to do is freeze her as she's getting into this knuckles down position, so y'all can see what I'm speaking about. Now we'll zoom in. Okay, look at her right hand. See at the angle it's in? Okay, right there, where that's angled off, it's in a throttled position. Now see the back of her left hand. It's in a knuckles down position. Okay? And when you look at the back of her left hand, you can see it's in a slight knuckles down position, where it's angled off approximately 45 degrees or so. Now some important things to note before we start talking about the Spider-Man. Okay, so depending on your style at the top, this is a cupped position. We can see here with Webb Simpson. You know, most of the time this is going to get the face into an open position. So this can influence how much throttle filling you're going to have on the way down. Another example of this would be, so here's Pavin, kind of same thing, where the left hand's getting a little cupped, face is getting a little toe down where it's a little open. So again, that's going to be a different filling for him based on his style. And we can see here with Justin Rose that he's in a pretty neutral position where the club face is running parallel to his left arm. You can see the back of his left hand is pretty flat in relationship to his left arm. Okay, this is DJ here on the left now. The hand is now bowed, and the face is now pointing more up at the sky or in a closed position. So pretty much he's already in the knuckles down position. There's not going to be a lot of work to get back to that spot. Okay, similar here with Koepka. You can see back of the left hand slightly bowed, face not as shut, but you can tell it's still a little closed. So again, it's going to be a different feeling for him. Every once in a while you'll get an anomaly. Now Paul Azinger used a very strong grip. You know, this is a closed face pointing up, but you can see the wrist is a little cupped. As you can see with him, Just because the wrist is cupped doesn't mean the face is going to be open. And just because the face is closed doesn't mean your wrist is going to be bowed. So you have to keep in mind every swing is different and you're going to have to find what works best for you. But those are just some examples to help you understand this better. Now let's go back to Cassandra. Okay, the best way to discover these feelings is going to be to make a lot of rehearsal swings. Then you can take those rehearsal swings to the practice range. That way you can get some feedback on the ball flights. But I would never have these as actual swing thoughts during a round of play. So avoid doing this on the golf course. That way with rehearsal swings and throughout practice, you can let this change indirectly and let it change over time. That way when you go play, your mind's more clear. You don't have to be thinking about it. Let it change at the rate it wants to. That way you're not forcing it into your swing. Okay, that's gassing the Harley, using the throttles correctly during the swing. That way we can get into this knuckles down position prior to impact and get that Spider-Man position on the release. Okay, you all have a good day now, and thank you.